Is your lock's fingerprint scanner not working because of your dry skin or your obsession with band-aids? Maybe as you've aged, you're now more hairy and it just isn't working anymore. Or are they just not working because you actually don't have a fingerprint?
Oh, come on.
Well, today those problems are no more with the new DESLOC K140 Plus. This has palm vein recognition, so we can just wave our hand in front of it and it can instantly unlock. Thanks to DESLOC for sponsoring this video. Let's get started. So first, how is palm vein recognition better than a fingerprint scanner? Well, first, you cannot copy the veins inside my hands. That's not possible. There's no way to take a picture of it and to duplicate it in any way. Next, it's very stable, and then it is also weather resistant. So even if it was raining here on the porch, my fingerprint may not work because it's wet, but this is able to work in all weather conditions. And then it's great that this can support up to 100 different palm veins, where other smart locks only support about 50. And then all of this is locally stored on the device, so that's very high security. Let me show you how quick it is to get this installed. Here we have the manual, we have an installation guide if you need that. Here we have the lock itself, and then the back plate, you have a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. Here you have 2 keys, you have the deadbolt and other materials and some screws that you will need. So here we're just going to feed this through the bottom. Here you have a little sticky at the top to make sure it adheres properly, and we're just going to slide that through. Then on the inside, we're just going to put on the mounting plate and align the front so it is even with the door. We need to add a piece of foam on the little slot next to the door. Plug that in. Then we need to pull out the door contact sensor. So we have the door on this side. Now this is going to connect to a sensor over here to indicate if the door is open or closed. Check that it's securely on there. Insert the battery. Now this is a 10,000 milliamp hour rechargeable battery. So there we have a USB-C port to recharge it. We then need to add the door contact sensor. You can screw it in. There is some adhesive right here. So I'm just going to place it close as I can without interfering with the door. And then we're going to slide this on and connect it in the DESLOC app. Don't forget this little piece. And here we have it in the app. It's going to connect. Then we're going to connect it to Wi-Fi. So here we can add the user, add a 6 to 8 digit PIN code. Save, and let's set the palm vein. So here we need to stretch your hand about 10 to 20 centimeters from the device, and then we're ready to begin. Now for the palm vein, you can't have gloves on. You're not going to do it sideways or too low. You're going to be right in front of it, just like this, so that it can recognize you. So here I need to stretch my palms directly in front of it, and here it's going to take about 25 seconds to recognize it. And that's it. And we're going to name this palm vein on the right, and now we're going to add Wi-Fi information. And just like that, the lock is installed. So here, if I press the lock, it's going to lock it. Let's go ahead, wave my palm, see if it unlocks. Now, as you walk up to the door, it automatically recognizes that you're coming to the door, and it then turns on the palm vein recognition. So you put up your hand and it unlocks it. But unlocking that way isn't the only method to unlock the door. So here, as I walk up to the door there, the numbers illuminate ready for the palm vein recognition, but then you also have the PIN code here, so you can enter your 6 to 8 digit PIN code and enter there, and then it unlocks it. And then here you have the keyhole that is hidden, so you can use the keys. And then you also have the app, which you can lock and unlock it. And this is compatible with Google Assistant as well as Amazon Alexa. Now let's try locking it from the Google speaker. Lock the front door.
Front door locking.
Success. And here on the Echo Hub, if I want to unlock the door, I can just come in here, tap the door, enter my PIN code, and there the door unlocks. Now, as you walk up to the door, it will automatically illuminate, indicating it's ready for the palm vein recognition. If it does not do that, you can just wave your hand over it, and that illuminates the keypad, so it's ready to take your recognition. If for whatever reason your battery dies, so it's getting to the end of its battery life, you also have an emergency USB-C cord down here at the bottom, so you can charge it from here to then give it enough power to use it. You know, if you've lost your key or whatever, you can then give it power to use the keypad to get into the door. So the door is locked. Let's go ahead and enter our PIN code in here. We're just going to put that in, push the check. There it unlocks. Now, as we go into the door, here is our contact sensor. So what that does is as soon as the door lock, which this part of the lock touches that, then it indicates the door is closed and it now automatically locks. You have auto lock enabled here. It can go for a few seconds before it locks, or it can just automatically lock when the door is shut. Now, having that contact sensor is a great improvement because previously, if you had the door open and maybe you waited the 5 seconds where the auto lock turned on, the door would then automatically lock and you go to shut the door and it bangs the outside here. So that is something we don't want to have. Here you can see I've already left the door open for a few seconds and it is not automatically locking. Now you also have the option to add the timer function. So once it is closed and a few seconds have passed by, so here I close the door and after 5 seconds, then it will automatically lock. And now we are in our home secure and we don't have to worry about locking the door. Now, one more thing I want to highlight about the palm vein recognition is this has 99% accuracy, where many times when you're using a fingerprint, it's not able to recognize you. Have to try a few times, but this is going to recognize you that first time and get you in the door. Some other really cool things that this has is, as you can see, I've put on another coat. It's very cold outside. Well, this can withstand temperatures of up to negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit to 158 degrees Fahrenheit, and it has BHMA security, so it's a very secure lock. And then it also has 9 months of battery life, so this is going to continue to work long term. Now, all the information for the palm vein are stored locally on the device, so nothing is processed over the cloud. And then it is IP65 weather resistant, so it can withstand anything the weather throws at it. Now, this also has care mode, so if your kids are supposed to be home at a certain time of day and they don't unlock the door, it will notify you that they haven't unlocked it and checked in, and it can know all the users because of the PIN code as well as the palm vein that's registered on their different access that you've given to them. And then there's a ton of different settings that you can do in the app. So you can make it so if somebody's watching you put in the PIN code, they wouldn't be able to see or understand which code you're actually putting in, and a bunch of other security features. So I think the DESLOC K140 Plus is an awesome smart lock to add to my home. Very secure, has all the features I want, and I love the additions that they've added with the rechargeable battery, the door sensor to know if it's open or closed, and palm vein to quickly unlock the door. So if you want to pick up yours today, make sure you check out my code down in the description below for 25% off. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.